148 Medal of Honor recipients.
It's a sign of the times. Finsart, plastic cups placed to spell out a welcome home to returning troops. In return they did. More than 100 members of the Combat Aviation Brigade's torch party arrived at Wheeler Sac Army Airfield. The soldiers spent the past 12 months in Iraq.
Continuing their fight in the war on terror, members of the 3rd Brigade Combat Team continue to work with Afghani residents to improve their villages and communities. Specialist Chris Baker explains.
In most parts of Afghanistan, people are in need of clean water, bridges, and various other community improvements. Task Force Iron Titan has a project that actually pays Afghans to improve their own villages and communities. They call it Operation Extreme Makeover, and they're putting it to work in Shark.
We have these projects. I know, our unit has come to the village before and asked you about projects. I think it was a footbrise. Ask him if that's still a project he wants to do.
Well, we're trying to just talk to the locals and see what they need. Because they're turning towards the enemies, looking for just simple handouts for cell phones, just anything like that. So we're just trying to give them jobs.
Operation Extreme Makeover pays local Afghans to build bridges, dig wells, and complete various other projects.
It sounds too good to be true. I know, it sounds too good, but that's all you got to do. You just got to build that footbridge and we repay you for it.
After completing projects, the Afghans contact Iron Titan soldiers who review the work and then compensate the Afghans for supplies and labor up to $5,000. The money gives local Afghans incentive to work and potentially keeps them from taking bribes from anti-Afghan forces.
If they don't have money, they can't put food on their table. And, who's paying? The enemy's been paying, and that's what kind of the Extreme Makeover project is meant to do. It's to pay them to work to improve their own community rather than, just a couple dollars to go shoot at the Americans or go shoot at the ANA, go shoot at the AMP.
With the word out, all the soldiers can do is wait and hope the Afghans come through.
It started. We know all the work that we want to get done. Now it's really up to the people, to get the work done that we've told them to get done, and we're going to pay them to get done. So, I think in the upcoming weeks we'll really see, how much the people really want the money and want to do work.
With their future in their hands, Afghans now have the power to build themselves a better life. From Shark, Afghanistan, I'm Specialist Chris Baker, reporting for Task Force Spartan.
Another ceremony on post, a gathering to commemorate a time to remember those who lost their lives and to those who continue to support an end to terrorism throughout the world. Members of the emergency response community placed a wreath to honor all fallen comrades.
Have you got fins, rumble seats, or some pink fuzzy dice hanging from the rearview mirror?
You might be just one tank away from the Classic Car Museum. Here's Sergeant Sam Dillon.
Hi, we're here at the Northeast Classic Car Museum in Norwich, New York, and it's only one tank away, or two in this bad boy.
The Commander two-door sedan, with that same rich look of sculptured steel. Takeoff torque gets you away with the big new sweepstakes engine, a kind that has made Studebaker a consistent winner in the Mobile gas economy run.
Classic cars. The history of cars is something that people have enjoyed in their leisure, and the Northeast Classic Car Museum is littered with hundreds of cars, spanning across the timeline of when the automobile was invented.
The town fathers were looking for some way to boost the economy, so tourism was a wonderful idea. So we approached Mr. Staley, because he has a huge collection of cars, and talked to him about perhaps opening a museum, and he was more than happy to donate several of his vehicles here to help us get started.
None of this would be possible if it wasn't for the efforts of a few nostalgic car enthusiasts in the community.
We have pre-war, post-war, cars made in New York State. We have the world's largest private collection of Franklins. We have everything from 1903 to 1934 for the Franklins. Our earliest car on display now is the 1903. We have 50s and 60s. We have classic tractors on display until May of 2010. And every May we change our exhibit.
The Car Museum is an important place to the community, but especially to the people that visit the community. Most of the enthusiasts that visit the museum have a story of a car or just love being around cars and their history.
When I had my granddaughter in, she said, "Nana, look, there's a couch in the back of that car," because the seats are just so huge and big. But it's nice to see how the cars started out in the carriage model and then went all the way through to the tail fins of the late 50s.
And history is what you'll see. Cars of all shapes, sizes, and makes right under one roof. The museum is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. For more information, you can visit their website.
Some heart that is
And finally, we'd like to end much the same way we started, with the news about Sergeant First Class Jared Monty and the Medal of Honor Award.
Children at the youth services were asked to write down on this piece of paper, what does the word hero mean to them? Thanks for watching Drum TV. For the entire news team, I'm Kay Young.
And I'm Katie Wright.